What would you do if your mom said, "He made me sign something. I'm scared"? I did, and it came from the one person I never thought would sound scared of anything, my mother. "Son, Mark was here, your ex-wife's husband. He made me sign something." Her voice shook. He said, "I'm going to a home." And he laughed, said you're useless, said you weren't coming for me. I didn't say a word. I just stood there in my kitchen, holding the phone. Everything inside me slowed, locked into place, cold, steady. "Go to the basement," I finally said. "Shut the door." I opened the drawer under the sink and grabbed my father's revolver. He used to polish it every Sunday after church, even when the world was calm. I never understood why a man would keep a weapon ready for a threat that didn't exist. Now I did. I got in my truck and drove with the headlights off. Mark had already made one mistake. He spoke my name. When the divorce ended, I walked away clean. No fights, no screaming. She wanted freedom, and I let her have it. She remarried in 6 months. An insurance broker, with a plastic smile. I should have trusted my gut back then. Something about him always felt rehearsed. During mediation, he stood behind my ex-wife like a shadow wearing expensive cologne. Never spoke, only smirked. My mother never liked him, but she never told me why. Every time I visited her, there were traces of him, a Rolex on the counter, his cologne in the curtains. One day, I even found his watch in her sink. She didn't wear watches. "Your ex dropped by," she said too quickly. The lie trembled in her eyes. That's when I started checking things, not obsessing, just watching. Unannounced visits, strange withdrawals from her account, the same day, the same amount, the same hour. I asked her once. Her smile snapped up too fast. "Groceries," she said, but her fridge never held more than leftovers and half a bottle of milk. So I dug deeper. Background report, old addresses, records. His name unraveled like rotten thread. 2 bankruptcies, several name changes, 1 sealed harassment case. Then came the document packet, couriered, confidential. My mother's signature on a power of attorney, handing him her house. A forged letter requesting she be admitted to a state-run facility for early dementia. 3 weeks backdated, before she ever mentioned he'd visited. I drove to that facility, spoke with the director. No intake, no file, nothing scheduled. But the intake coordinator, her eyes told the truth before her mouth did. "He said you were dangerous," she whispered. "He said you'd interfere." I slid the documents across her desk. Her face drained. She didn't speak again. By the time I reached my mother's house, it was past midnight. Lights on. Door closed. Mark answered shirtless, beer in hand, grin ready until he saw me, until he saw the box in my hand. I walked past him without asking permission and spread every document across the dining table, the forged POA, the fake letter, the property transfer, the voicemail where he laughed and said, "My mother would die in a corner." "Where's my mother?" I asked. He swallowed hard, eyes darting. She's fine. I opened my coat just enough for him to see the steel. I didn't need to point it. I didn't even need to raise it. I picked up the revolver, clicked it open, slipped out a single bullet, and let it drop on the table. The sound cut through the house like a warning bell. "Tonight," I said quietly, "you get to decide what kind of man you'll be remembered as. The store's yes evasion." I didn't threaten him, didn't touch him. I just let him face the truth he'd tried to bury. I found my mother in the basement, wrapped in her shawl, eyes wet but sharp. "I knew you'd come," she whispered. We drove to my place without saying much. She asked once, "What did you do to him?" I didn't answer, and she didn't push. By sunrise, his house was empty. He vanished. No note, no trace. Cowards never say goodbye. I buried my father's revolver 6 feet under, right next to the version of myself that once believed silence counted as strength. He won't see the next sunrise, not because I put him in the ground, but because he'll live every day knowing I could have, and chose not to. That stays with a man. The real revenge wasn't violence. It was stripping away every lie he built and making him choke on the truth. So tell me, would you have pulled the trigger, or would you have done exactly what I did?